Hello everybody, this is Canadian Penguin, and today I'm just going to be talking about I'm going to be doing a little breakdown of the Star Wars Battlefront trailer, and I have some speculations about a couple things too, not very many, and this is kind of like a what we know so far kind of video too. So this is kind of like all the things I've kind of just put into one bundle of all the things that we know so far about the game. So let's talk about the trailer first of all. The trailer was just fantastic. I loved it. It was so great, and it was just nostalgic, and it was like a nerdgasm that tickled my inner child. Okay, that sounded really bad. But anywho, the main points I got from this trailer is that the in-engine, like the game engine, looks absolutely fantastic. It looks great, and apparently according to Nicholas Fergus at Dice Figgy on Twitter, these are actually in-game models, which is fantastic to hear, as the character models looked just great. So any of the vehicles, the characters you saw in the trailer, those are the actual models that they're going to be using for the game. But take the whole in-engine footage with a grain of salt, as this isn't actually gameplay footage, and what you saw is in-engine footage that may not even fully represent the final product. On PC, we can expect these graphics to look really good if you're on a higher-end rig, but I bet it'll still run fine on some of the medium to lower-end rigs also. But with a console, I'm sorry, but I doubt the game will look nearly as good as the trailer. Fergus did state on Twitter that they are aiming for 60 frames per second on console, so that's good news if you do play on console. There are 4 different locations that we see in the trailer. There's Endor, which is the Ewok planet from Return of the Jedi, and this is where the whole trailer really takes place during the battle of it. You know, where you see the AT-AT, and it's just great, and we'll go into more depth about what happens during that. But yeah, it looks fantastic. And then there's Hoth, which is the ice planet from The Empire Strikes Back, and that's like my personal favorite of the Star Wars films. And then there's Tatooine from Episode 4 A New Hope, and this is the desert planet where Luke first meets Obi-Wan Kenobi. And lastly is Sullust, which is a planet that wasn't in any of the movies, but it might already be an existing planet in the Star Wars universe. I'm actually not 100% sure on that, so I guess we'll have to find out. And each of these planets will have multiple maps to play on, and they'll vary from small to large to accommodate different game modes. Each planet will have at least 2 maps and a total of over 8 maps that will be playable from launch. This info is not found in the trailer, but from Fergus's... I don't even know how to say his name properly. I'm sorry if you're watching this. It's found on his Twitter. For game modes, we can expect a Conquest-like mode from the Battlefield series, probably TDM and other popular FPS game modes. Don't quote me on that, but it's just my speculation considering DICE's track record with the Battlefield series and whatnot. One thing that's not mentioned in the trailer, but on the website, is the ability to switch between first and third person on the fly, just like Star Wars Battlefront 2. It is also shown in the trailer that AT-ATs and AT-STs will be vehicles used in the game. Stomping around in Hoth with the AT-AT is like a dream of mine, but I'm guessing these 2 vehicles will only be available to the Imperial team. One thing also shown during this part of the trailer is not only the return of the jetpack, but a deployable force field. Fergus has confirmed that this is a power-up, and more will be shown later. Now to the next thing shown is good old Lord Vader. Heroes, well, villains in this case, make a return in the new reboot, and they look great. The character models for them also look fantastic. Boba Fett is also shown flying around on Tatooine on a jetpack, because, you know, Boba Fett doing Boba Fett things. After a few more closing shots, the teaser is over, and your jaw is probably dropped to the ground and you want to go watch Star Wars again. At least I do. In the end of the trailer, there is a button to pre-order and a link to the first teaser trailer. Pre-ordering gives you early access to the first expansion pack, Battle of Jakku, which is a free expansion that will be available to everyone, so you won't have to pay for it, even if you buy the game late. Pre-ordering only gives you 1 week early access to this expansion when it is released. The first DLC being free is always a good sign. It makes me kind of excited that there might be providing more DLC maps that are going to be free, and it's not going to be locked behind a paid content wall. And this DLC contains 2 maps, and it precedes the events of the new Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. The next thing to mention is that there's 2 different versions of the game to buy currently. A physical collector's edition may be available at a later date. This is not confirmed, and only my speculation. I kind of think that just because this game, I believe, is going to be really popular. This game was really popular during the PS2 era. That's at least what I played it. I played it on my PS2, and it was one of my favorite games to play when I was younger. And it was great. I loved that game so much. Battlefront 2 was just amazing. And the standard edition of the game gives you access to the game, obviously, while the deluxe edition nets you early access to in-game items like Han Solo's famous blast, which will be unlocked for all players once the requirements are met, which are unknown right now, an ion detonator, and an MPL ion torpedo, which also follow the same suit as Han Solo's blaster. The deluxe edition also includes 2 exclusive ion shock and victory emotes, which is kind of interesting. There's emotes in this game. And both editions include the early access to the Battle of Jakku expansion, if pre-ordered. I think this year is just going to be an incredible year for Star Wars fans like myself, with the launch of this game and Episode 7 of the Star Wars movies. The game is planned to release on November 17th of this year, and is available to pre-order for PC on Origin and PS4 consoles. Xbox pre-orders will come later, which is stated on the website. And that's everything I really have for information. I hope it was informative, and I hope you liked it. So if you liked the video, leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe for hopefully more Battlefront videos in the future once the game comes out, or more news. I'll probably make more videos. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.